Yes, guys, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another transfer video for you guys. Big up everybody that's in here. As always, hit the like and subscribe button on your way into the channel. It's good to be back talking about Chelsea. It has been a minute since we've been talking about everything that's been going on with the club recently. Our transfer priorities over the winter. What we're trying to do over the next two windows. There's plenty of transfer news to get into in today's video. We're going to be discussing Ismael Bennacer and a potential £40 million bid for the midfielder. Andrei Santos as well from Brazil, we've also been linked with. So we're going to discuss him in today's video. We're going to talk about Nkunku and how that deal is completed, done, finished. We don't have anything to worry about on that regard. We're also going to be going through our transfer plans throughout the winter and throughout the following summer window as well. Gvardiol links, and we will be ending it on Hakim Ziyech. So plenty to get into in today's video. Big up everybody that's locked in. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything that I say down in the comment section below. As always, like, subscribe, check out my personal channel, Carefree Lewis G. And let's get straight into it. We'll start off with the Bennacer news. And Alfredo Pajula just said yesterday that Chelsea are willing to put 40 million down on the table to sign Bennacer in January. Him and AC Milan have been struggling on contract renewal terms. He wants a big pay rise, and AC Milan don't really feel like they're in the position to be able to do that. And Chelsea sends blood in the water as a result of this. We have been linked with Bennacer throughout the summer. I used the 2 games against AC Milan to kind of judge him, but it was a bit unfair judging him in that regard too, because it was a massively injury-prone side. They weren't at their best, and you could clearly see it based on how we played against them and the performances that we had, and also the performances that we had afterwards. Clearly, the game against AC Milan had a bit of context behind it, but we still shouldn't be judging the player just based off that. From my research, this guy looks like a perfect Jorginho replacement for us. He's more mobile. He still has the ability to dictate and control games. He can push forward a little bit more if he needs to, but his main game is based around controlling the midfield and controlling the tempo and the flow of the game. And I think he's a quality player. Him and Tonali have had an amazing partnership at AC Milan, and it was a big reason behind them winning Serie A last season. I think Bennacer would be a great addition for us. If we could get him for 40 million, I think that's an unbelievable snipe from Todd Boehly. I'm down for it. I was down for getting Bennacer in the summer. I think now is even more likely. We should try push for this in January if there's any possibility. Because I also think if we do this early, it allows us to put our foot in the door early over Rafael Leao. That's going to be a very, very big transfer saga over the summer. So for me, going for Bennacer in January, use that as an opportunity to open up talks over future transfers. We have a good relationship with AC Milan as well. Play it to our advantage, but in terms of Ismael Bennacer, that's the transfer I am 100% down for. Moving to Andrei Santos, and Chelsea are expected to win the £12 million race to sign Brazilian midfielder Andrei Santos from Vasco da Gama. He is an 18-year-old. I think he's around 5'10", 5'11", or around 6 foot, around that region. Usually plays the box-to-box midfielder with the freedom to roam. His best traits are driving the ball quickly, and he uses his big frame and his massive strides to be able to pace down the pitch quickly as well. Not the most flashy of passing, very simplistic but also very effective. Can break between the lines with his passing. Isn't a flashy creative player, but he has got creativity in him. He has got good passing in him as well. He has been used as a lone DM too, so he does understand the role. He's good at defending 1v1s both aerially and on the ground. He looks like a good prospect for us. I don't think this is the sort of player that would go immediately into the first team. I feel like this is more of a Casady type signing. Someone we bring into the development squad. Someone we try to grow, and you may be seeing the team in a year or two's time. But this is another transfer for the future, like the likes of Casady, Chukwuemeka, who else? The likes of Endrick, potentially. We've been linked with a couple young players, and he fits the same mould as that. And I think Andrei Santos would be a good move for us for the future. I won't speak too much on him because I haven't really watched him that much, but he does seem like a good prospect, and I would be happy to see him at Chelsea. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree, as always. And yeah, let's continue to go on. We'll move on to Chelsea's transfer plans over the next 2 windows. And Simon Phillips has released an article on this. We're just going to go through a few quotes on it. And he says the midfield remains the priority as other outlets have started to now pick up on as well. The club are still planning to bring in at least 2 new midfielders over the next two windows, with one being targeted for January specifically. So guys, I know there's been a lot of worry about our midfield, a lot of worry about where Chelsea are going to prioritise, but all we have heard since deadline day is as soon as January hits, Chelsea are going into the market for a midfielder. And everything that we have heard only continues to point in that direction. So I think we can rest easy at the very least on the fact that we know we're going to reinforce our midfield, and it will be happening very soon. He's also said there's a scenario where Chelsea are considering 3 new midfielders over the next 2 windows due to uncertainty over the future of Mateo Kovacic. And the club are also keen to sell 2024 contracted players if they don't want to extend, or if there is doubts on any side, rather than face losing players as free agents or getting into a position where we are in right now with Jorginho and Kante, where they've got a year left in their contracts. They can look for other offers. They kind of have the leverage in negotiations, and they could also leave on a free as well. So with that in mind, we're looking at the likes of Pulisic, Ruben, Aspi, Aubameyang and Mount. They're all got under 2 years left on their deal. Now, Aubameyang should be a short-term fix in general, so I don't expect him to be re-signed after that. Pulisic, all depends on him, really. Aspi, we should be trying to get rid of respectfully. There is interest from the likes of Real Madrid. I think Barcelona are going to creep their heads in again. Let him go. Respectfully, let him go. Ruben, all depends on how the club value him. I think he's a good squad player. I don't think he's worth 150k a week, but I also do think those squad players are vital to a team. You need to have those sorts of players that are willing to just sit on the bench and just be used whenever the opportunity arises for it, really. So it all depends on how much the club value him. Mason Mount, we've spoken on his contract numerous times. If he still wants 200 to 300k a week, let him go. Just let him go, and we can just rebuild and start again. But we have to see how all those contract talks play out. We can only speculate right now, so we can't say too much on it. Moving on to Nkunku and Gvardiol. Now, Nkunku is done. Fabrizio Romano has said in his podcast a few days ago, Chelsea and Nkunku have agreed everything on the contract. It is done. It is finished. He is a Chelsea player in June. No need to worry about Nkunku coming in anymore. Even if you were worried at this point, he will be a Chelsea player. So we don't have to worry about that, people. Chelsea are also using this as an opportunity to try and push through in the door for Josko Gvardiol. It's true that Gvardiol's been worked on in the same way. This also protects us from using Champions League qualification as a means to pull the player in, because we're very likely not making it into that competition. Gvardiol has a 43.6 million release clause next season. He did have some very interesting quotes to say about Chelsea as well. I'm just going to get up on the screen quickly. He was speaking about Mateo Kovacic. He was speaking about his agent saying, I'm taking care of this and we will see. Right now, I'm happy in Leipzig. Chelsea are a big club and maybe one day I'll be there. It's nice to see things like this, especially because there is Kovacic, so you'll never know. Chelsea's 100% in his ear at the bare minimum. Can't use that quote to take too much into it, but Chelsea are there. Chelsea are there, and he's hearing a lot about Chelsea based off the Kovacic links and the links off the summer too. I don't think it's too... I think it's still too early to say that we are guaranteed to get him. I think a lot of clubs are going to be in for him, especially with the World Cup that he's having. But even though we shouldn't be focusing on centre-backs, I would bring in Gvardiol. He looks unreal, not just in the World Cup, statistically as well. For RB Leipzig, he looks like one of the biggest defensive prospects in world football right now. And with Thiago Silva out of the door either this season or next, we might as well have his replacement lined up already. And that, to me, looks like Gvardiol. Very versatile. Could play centre-back, left-back, left wing-back. Be a brilliant option for us. I would 100% be down for bringing in Gvardiol. And I'm sure most of you guys would too. But we have to play that one by ear. We can't speculate too much on that either. Moving on to the last bit of news from today. We're going to go into Hakim Ziyech. And Gazzetta dello Sport have said that AC Milan would like to sign Ziyech on loan until the end of the season before signing him outright in the summer. And the Moroccan is ready to accept a pay cut in order to get more game time away from Chelsea. And good for him. Good for him. I think this World Cup has done well for his stock as well. AC Milan's interest has only continued to grow as the World Cup has developed. It was reported a few days ago that he'd been given a 6-month loan option with a £15 million loan option to buy at the end of the season. We are making a loss on that front, but that's fine. I think it's just best for all parties if we just cut ties. Ziyech ain't happy here. It's not working out for Chelsea. Just let him go. Let him go. And I am fine with that. But that is the end of the transfers topics for me today. Big up everybody that's locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my points down in the comment section below. And as always, like, subscribe, and up the Chels.